Welcome once again, my friends, to another episode of Fantasy Warfare. It is the final episode of the year 2022. I am your host, Bloody Bill Box, and tonight, our final episode of 2022 is all about the ladies. Each and every single match this week will be ladies wrestling. It will be capped off with a ladder match for the Raw Women's Championship when Bianca, Belair, and Jazz will enter the ring and seek to scale the ladder and walk away with the Raw Women's Championship in what will turn out to be our final Fantasy Warfare match of the year 2022. But we have 5 other action-packed matches here this week on Fantasy Warfare, so let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of our match card here this week on Fantasy Warfare. Our opening contest of the week will be for the classic WWE Women's Championship. It will be Dr. Britt Baker challenging the gold of Sasha Banks. And then in our second contest of the night, it will be for the Smackdown Women's Championship. Charlotte Flair going one-on-one with the 9th wonder of the world, Chyna. Our third match of the evening will see the WCW Women's Championship contested when Alundra Blayze goes into the ring against Becky Lynch. Our fourth match of the night will see the AEW TBS Championship on the line as Asuka goes one-on-one with Sensational Sherri. Our fifth match of the evening will see the NXT Women's Championship on the line when Bayley goes up against Japanese legend Bull Nakano. And of course, in our main event for the Raw Women's Championship in a ladder match, it will be Bianca Belair versus Jazz. And before we get into our opening contest this week of Britt Baker and Sasha Banks, you might be wondering how we decided some of these championships being defended. I mean, even as I read it off, I kind of said Asuka and Sensational Sherri for the AEW TBS Championship. Well, it was randomized, other than Sasha Banks' title defense. She comes into this as a defending champion, so she is defending her title. But otherwise, it was just totally randomized where we ended up for championships. Put it into a randomizer, and we said, hey, these are the title matches. So Asuka and Sensational Sherri was very much on purpose, albeit random. But on that note, my friends, let's head on down to ringside for our opening contest. It is Britt Baker challenging the Women's Championship held by Sasha Banks. It is time for the start of our final episode of 2022 Fantasy Warfare.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's Championship.
Welcome down to ringside, my friends. It's the final episode of 2023. Welcome to Fantasy Warfare at ringside. I am your host, Bloody Bill Vox, as we are set at the top of the show, but now we're at ringside. And it's time for the WWE Women's Championship match. Our challenger making her way to the ring first. It's the Doctor herself from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's the Doctor, Britt Baker. DMD, and she is looking to unseat Sasha Banks, or maybe soon she'll be known as Mercedes Varnado or Mercedes Moné. But here this week in Fantasy Warfare, she is still known as Sasha Banks, and she will be defending her WWE Women's Championship. And yes, I am fully aware that I just somehow managed to flub the word her, because I tried to mesh her and women's, and that was the end result. But speaking of women's and her, it is the WWE Women's Champion. Here she comes to the ring, the boss, Sasha Banks. Somebody tell Michael Cole that's his cue. Sasha Banks has been much of a point of discussion in the pro wrestling world since her infamous second walkout of WWE earlier this year alongside her, was it earlier this year? Yeah, it was. It's been a long 2022. It's been a long 2022. But ever since her second walkout of WWE alongside her tag team champion partner Naomi, Sasha Banks has been quite the point of talking, and it is currently rumored that she is 100% removed from WWE as of the recording of this episode. And it is even more heavily rumored that on January 4th, 2023, Sasha Banks may show up at Wrestle Kingdom for New Japan Pro Wrestling. But before Sasha Banks can go ahead and head off to Japan for New Japan Pro Wrestling, she's got this match here today.
Britt Baker! And introducing the champion from Boston, Massachusetts, she is the WWE Women's Champion, Sasha Banks!
This one about to get underway for the WWE Women's Championship, our opening contest of the week. We've got all sorts of great action here this week. It's going to be capped off with a WWE Raw Women's Championship ladder match between Bianca Belair and Jazz. But we kick it off in big form with Britt Baker going one-on-one with Sasha Banks as the bell has rung, and we are underway with our opening contest here this week on Fantasy Warfare, as Sasha Banks immediately goes for the legs of Britt Baker, looking to take the legs away from the doctor, because as, I think you guys got to figure it out at this point. If you damage a leg, you can't walk very well. I don't think we need to, really go into the mechanics of damaging somebody's legs. But that's exactly what Sasha was trying to do there, but quickly countered. What do we got going on here? Big time bulldog by Sasha Banks as she drives Britt Baker's face into the mat. I wouldn't be shocked if Britt Baker was bleeding after that one. Her nose seems to be a very common target for folks. Everybody be smashing the doctor's nose up. Baker with the arm bar. Arm bar. Sasha Banks rolling through, raining down with fists to break the hold. Nice counter there by Sasha Banks. Counter by Britt Baker, elbow to the kneecap, couple of boots to the midsection, followed up with that beautiful DDT. Baker now on top of Sasha in a mount position, almost like we're in the octagon here, just raining down as Sasha tries to cover up and protect herself on that one. Baker cranking away at the neck of Sasha Banks, looking to tweak that neck, maybe giving her a hard time looking around. Who knows on that one, but Sasha's back up on her feet after another counter. These two ladies, they know each other well, it seems. They clearly hit the playbook, hit the tape, the old tape study, sitting down in a steel chair and a TV screen in a dark room with just your thoughts and your notebook. Nice clothesline pairs there by Sasha, and then she ends the fury there with a side heel kick. Irish whip sends Baker into the corner. Sasha's got her by the hand, using the ropes for assistance. Nice arm drag takedown. Sasha into the cover on Britt Baker. And Baker's able to kick out right before the referee hit that mat for the count of 3. Sasha wasting no time going back after Britt, bringing her back up to her feet. Nice shot to there we go. Backstab into the bank statement, but Britt Baker is saved by the ropes on that one. Sasha heading up to the top rope. What's she going to go for? Not going to go for a frog splash. Meteora knees off the top rope. Driving both knees down into the chest of Britt Baker. And now once again, punching away at the side of the skull. Sasha into the cover on Britt Baker. We get 2, and we get 3. Well, an interesting finish to this one as Sasha Banks delivers the devastating Meteora knees and then rains down with some punches and then decides, that's it, I'm done. So Sasha Banks picks up the victory here in this opening contest this week here on Fantasy Warfare. As we take a look back at some of the highlights from this one, we are going to start getting ready for our next contest of the week. It's coming up next. It's for the Smackdown Women's Championship. It's going to be Charlotte Flair going one-on-one with the 9th wonder of the world, Chyna. Don't you dare go anywhere. Fantasy Warfare continues coming up next. The new champ of WWE. Welcome back to ringside here in Los Angeles, California. It's time for a battle over the Smackdown Women's Championship. Here comes one of our combatants.
Is scheduled for one fall. It is for the Smackdown Women's Championship. Making her way to the ring from Redondo Beach, California, the 9th wonder of the world, Chyna!
Chyna making her way to the ring here in Fantasy Warfare. Chyna has made one other appearance here in Fantasy Warfare in a matchup with Stephanie McMahon back about a month ago. Chyna is here tonight looking to walk away with some Smackdown Women's Championship gold as she goes one-on-one with the gold standard herself, the Queen, Charlotte Flair. These two will decide who will be the Smackdown Women's Champion here in Fantasy Warfare, and whoever that is, anytime they compete in the ring in Fantasy Warfare going forward, they will be defending the title just as Sasha Banks did a few moments ago.
And from the Queen City, Charlotte Flair!
Charlotte Flair making her way to the ring in Fantasy Warfare. She has been absent from WWE television for quite a while. This is her first appearance in Fantasy Warfare here in our weekly episodes as the Queen's pyro shoots off and goes off behind her. What an epic piece of imagery on that one. Charlotte Flair's television return is heavily rumored, but her return to Fantasy Warfare television happens right here and right now, here this week, as she gets into the ring with the 9th wonder of the world, Chyna. And you can see Charlotte Flair is entering that ring with 110% confidence. She don't look intimidated at all at the fact that her opponent is one of the most powerful women to ever step foot in the ring for World Wrestling Entertainment. Are we allowed to call it World Wrestling Entertainment again? I know Vince hated the word wrestling, but they say wrestling on TV. And they would never say World Wrestling Entertainment anymore. It was always WWE. So, I mean, can I say that? It's my show. I can say that, right? There's nobody here talking to me. I might be a little mentally unstable. All right, back to the action. Well, back to the action once it starts. There you see the Smackdown Women's Championship on the screen. It's a beautiful glare. It's beautiful glow. And one of these two women will walk away with that championship in just a few moments. We await the opening bell for the action to get underway. Referee rings that bell. Here we go. Collar and elbow tie up in the center of the ring. Charlotte going immediately into the offense with a nice vertical suplex. She showed Chyna. I don't know that I'd go that far. She's looking to assert her dominance with Chyna. I don't think I would have done the Jericho pin on her, but to each their own. Charlotte has Chyna locked up, raining down one elbow. I thought she was going to rain down more. She rained down one. One single elbow to the top of the skull of Chyna. Charlotte with another elbow. Climbing up to the top rope. Could it be a moonsault? Yes, it is. Moonsault from Chyna Flair. Jesus. From Charlotte Flair, but Chyna answers with a Hurricane Rana and rains down with a few fists of her own. And a nice overhead punch drops Charlotte Flair to the mat. Chyna showing her power on that one, lifting Charlotte from the floor into that power slam. Smashing the arm of Charlotte off the ring apron. Chyna, nice agility, comes down with a big splash into a cover, but a rope break because Charlotte's long legs were able to get under the bottom rope. Chyna now lifting Charlotte Flair up. She's got her hook. Nope, counter by Charlotte. Charlotte with those legendary Flair chops backing Chyna off. Chyna countering with a boot to the midsection. Irish whip sends Charlotte over the top rope. Chyna's got her. Oh, beating the drum. Pulling a page out of Sheamus's book. Chyna going to work on Charlotte Flair. Oh, there we go. 10 different times right to the chest, the sternum. Chyna smashing the leg of Charlotte Flair off the mats on the floor. This contest now officially on the floor as the referee has started counting. You saw it there. We're at the count of 2 now. And Chyna not looking to let it go much more beyond that as she sends Charlotte Flair back into the ring. And now Chyna is circling the ring like a shark circling their prey. And Chyna now back into the ring, breaking that referee's count, resuming the action in the ring. Chyna catches Charlotte. Charlotte over the top with a club to the back of Chyna. Turns her around. Oh, devastating kick to the jaw. Super kick style. Single elbow to the top of the skull. Chyna is in trouble as Charlotte now is looking to go for the figure 8 on Chyna. She's got her in the figure 4. And there it goes, figure 8 time. She's got her in. Will Chyna tap out to the figure 8, or will she be able to break free from this vicious submission hold? Chyna breaking the leg. There it is. And then a shot right to the face, officially breaking the figure 8. Elbow drops Charlotte down right out of the corner. Chyna into the cover. We get a count on the referee. Referee came down with 2, but Chyna was unable to pick up the count of 3. Chyna once again has Charlotte up on her shoulders. Drapes her down across the top rope. Trying for a shin kick to the face, but Charlotte caught that one, turned it into a dragon screw. Oh, nice kick to the face by Chyna. That one even caught me off guard. Oh, gnarly. That was a backslide driver by Charlotte, driving Chyna back of the head into the mat. Now she is just trying to twist Chyna up like a pretzel. Charlotte Flair in firm control of this one. I thought Chyna might have a little bit more dominance to her in this contest, but so far, she is not the dominant one. I'd go so far as to say that she has been on the defensive in this one more than she has been on the offensive, as Charlotte's got her hooked again. And another vertical suplex. We started the match with one, and Charlotte hits a second vertical. And nobody home on that one. I don't know what the hell Charlotte was thinking there. Maybe she had husband Manny on the eyes. Is Andrade in the crowd? Maybe she got all flustered. You know, he's a handsome guy. Maybe she just got all like, oh, my handsome husband's there. Knee drop. Oh, shit, where was Chyna? Oh, there's our first curse in commentary. I was wondering when it would finally happen. It took me 8 episodes to curse in commentary as Charlotte Flair has got the figure 8 locked in on Chyna, and Chyna taps out. Charlotte Flair has won the Smackdown Women's Championship with a victory. I don't believe it. Not only do I have a hard time believing that Charlotte was able to get the victory over Chyna, not only is that a hard time believing, but the tap out is even more shocking. But coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a matchup for the ages for the WCW Women's Championship. It's going to be Becky Lynch going one-on-one with Alundra Blayze. Fantasy Warfare continues. Coming up next.
Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair!
Welcome back to Los Angeles, folks. It's time for the WCW Women's Championship match this week. And here comes the man, Becky Lynch, one of our challengers here today. She's going to go one-on-one with the woman who trashed the WWF Women's Championship back in 1995, Alundra Blayze. And the winner will walk away with that WCW Women's Championship, as we talked about, being on the line today.
The WCW Women's Championship. making her way to the ring from Dublin, Ireland, Becky Lynch.
Big time Bex, the man. Main event Becky, 2 belts Becky. I don't know, she got all these different monikers, but at the end of the day, it's Becky Lynch. And she looks to defeat Alundra Blayze here today, picking up a huge win and picking up a piece of championship gold. But Alundra Blayze is no slouch. Alundra Blayze, the also known as Medusa. It's Blayze, according to the call letters. This ought to be one hell of a hard-hitting contest. Alundra Blayze, Medusa, whatever you know her as, she's no slouch in the world of professional wrestling, and she will seek to prove it yet again here today as she goes one-on-one with Becky Lynch here in our 3rd contest of the week of Fantasy Warfare. We still have 3 more matches to come this week. Coming up next after this contest, we'll see Asuka in the ring with Sensational Sherri for the AEW TBS Championship. We will also see Bayley step into the ring for a war with Nakano over the NXT Women's Championship. And then our main event will be a ladder match for the Raw Women's Championship with Bianca Belair going up against Jazz. Here you see the WCW Women's Championship held up for all of us to see, because it's championship time. Here in Fantasy Warfare, the bell has sounded. We are officially underway with our 3rd match of the evening. Just a programming note, my friends, please stick around beyond the end of the show this week, as there will be a special announcement forthcoming as Becky Lynch, she's running towards that announcement. There will be a special announcement at the end of tonight's show that will give you some information on our first 2 episodes of 2023. Becky Lynch is so excited she just can't contain herself. She's running towards that announcement. Becky Lynch, run, 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 run. You gotta love WWE 2K22. Hey, there we go. Of all the things that they couldn't fix, they didn't fix that one. Anyway, as the action finally resumes, Becky Lynch now going on an airplane ride. Alundra Blayze now going to lift Becky Lynch back up to her feet. Nope, she's got her in a crossface, it looks like. Referee asking Becky Lynch if she gives up by not being anywhere near her face. That seems like a relatively smart thing to go and do. Nice Northern Light suplex by Alundra Blayze on Becky Lynch as she heads back up to the top rope. Oh, nobody there. Well, somebody was there. It just wasn't what she expected. It was knees. It wasn't Becky Lynch torso. It was Becky Lynch knees. Blayze now using the ropes for an advantage. Punching Becky Lynch in the face, and a second time sends her down to the floor. She just decked her like she owed her money. Referee now starting with the 10 count as Alundra Blayze now. How many more times am I going to say now? Anyway, Alundra Blayze was trying to rip body parts out of the socket as she throws Becky Lynch across the ringside area as the referee just crossed 3. Moonsault missed by Alundra Blayze. Boot to the midsection by Becky Lynch. Double arm suplex and a beauty by Becky Lynch as the referee has now reached the count of 5. These two better be careful or they could find themselves in a double count out situation. And then we would just have to crown a new champion another time. 7. Another double arm suplex on the floor by Becky Lynch. 8. Forearm shot to the jaw of Alundra Blayze. Becky Lynch runs back into the ring at the count of 8. And Alundra Blayze follows in before the referee can reach the count of 9. Irish whip sends Alundra Blayze into the corner. Hard forearm shot by Becky Lynch. And now she's got her by the legs. Oh, bringing her off the hard way. Back of the head bouncing off the canvas as Becky Lynch gets into a leg vice with Alundra Blayze. Becky with a kick to the midsection. She's got her. Oh, manhandle. Or was that the man bottom? It's like a rock bottom. I don't know what she calls it. That was not a manhandle slam. Either way, it didn't get her to the 3 on that one. Wrist locked by Becky Lynch, countered by Alundra Blayze with shots to the midsection. Nice head and arm takeover by Alundra Blayze on the man. These two have been very evenly matched throughout this contest. Even amounts of counters, but that's a package trap. And Alundra Blayze was able to kick out of that one very surprisingly. These two have been very evenly matched throughout this contest. They've known each other's moves very well. Counters. Becky Lynch is now looking to put this one away. Big time elbow drop. This could be all, but a rope break is called by the referee as Alundra Blayze's foot was under the bottom rope. Kick to the spine by Becky Lynch. Boot to the midsection. What do we got going on now? Power bomb. Blayze into an STF on Becky Lynch. If Becky Lynch taps out, that's the end of her championship dreams on this edition. But it does not happen as Alundra Blayze is rolled off the top thanks to a break by Becky Lynch. But Alundra Blayze already back in the driver's seat. Nice heel kick to the back of the head of Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch counters, driving that knee into the arm. Looking to get set up for the arm bar, possibly. Becky Lynch now brought over to the corner, driven head first into the turnbuckle. She's hooked. Blayze has her, sends her out. Oh, we only get a count of 2 again. Becky Lynch able to kick herself out before the count of 3 on that exchange. But Alundra Blayze is stalking her. She's ready. Wait a minute. Kick to the back, knee shot to the back. And Becky Lynch, she's going for the armbar. She's got it locked in. She's got the armbar on Alundra Blayze. Could this be all for Alundra Blayze? Yes, it is. It's all for Alundra Blayze. She taps out, and Becky Lynch is your brand new NXT Women's Champion as the referee forgets how to walk. We take a look back at some of the highlights from this one, this heated, even battle between Becky Lynch and Alundra Blayze. But no matter how even, no matter how heated it was, this one in the end goes to Becky Lynch, who walks away with the WCW Women's Championship. But coming up next will be our 4th title match of the week. The AEW TBS Championship will be on the line when Asuka goes one-on-one with Sasha Banks. Don't you dare go anywhere. We'll be right back.
WCW Women's Champion, Becky Lynch.
Welcome back to Los Angeles. It's our 4th match of the evening time, and here she comes. It's the queen of a different variety. Earlier it was Charlotte Flair. Now it's the sensational queen, Sensational Queen Sherri, and she's here looking to add some gold to the kingdom.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the All-Star Extreme Wrestling Women's Television Championship. Making her way to the ring from Birmingham, Alabama, Sherri Martin.
Big ups to the WWE 2K22 community creator who managed to go with the All-Star Extreme Wrestling Women's Television Championship. And that's pretty damn close to the AEW TBS Championship, which is what is actually on the line here today between two of the wildest personalities in all of pro wrestling history, Sensational Queen Sherri and our next participant about to make her way out to the ring.
Osaka, Japan,
Asuka, a former NXT Women's Champion, former multi-time WWE Women's Champion and Tag Team Champion, looking to add another piece of gold to the repertoire. Here today, she'll look to add her first piece of gold in Fantasy Warfare with a victory over Sensational Sherri to walk away with the AEW TBS Championship. And we talked about it at the top of the show. You might be wondering, why the hell are these two going at it for the AEW TBS Championship? Well, I couldn't decide. The Fantasy Warfare management couldn't decide what title should be on the line where, except for in the case of Sasha Banks and Britt Baker, where a title was being defended. We left it up to random. We put it all on a wheel. And we spread it all out. Most of them made sense, but this one, I'll admit, this one's kind of weird. Like, you kind of wish the random wheel had landed maybe on the AEW Women's Championship versus the TBS Championship, but that's okay. Either way, the TBS title is on the line, and the winner of this contest will be the reigning and defending anytime they wrestle AEW TBS Champion here in WWE 2K22 Fantasy Warfare. Bell rings and we are officially underway with our fourth match of the evening. Still two to come here this week. And of course, as we noted during the last match, at the very end of the show, stay tuned for a special announcement regarding the first two episodes of 2023 of WWE 2K22 Fantasy Warfare. And maybe at the end of January 2023, maybe say around Royal Rumble time, we might get some insight as to when WWE 2K23 may drop, which may also give us some insight as to when Season 1 of Fantasy Warfare will come to an end. Asuka in control of Sensational Sherri at this point in the contest, raining down with some nice fists of fury on the Queen. Sensational Queen Sherri, that is. We have the Queen Charlotte Flair in our second contest of the evening, the now reigning and defending anytime she wrestles Smackdown Women's Champion, as Asuka comes raining down. But this time we've got the Queen of the Macho King and Sensational Queen variety. And Sensational Queen Sherri would love nothing more than to walk out of here with the AEW TBS Championship. You know, Sherri may be known as one of the more dastardly and legendary managers in pro wrestling history, but one cannot forget her history as a in-ring competitor, holding both the AWA and WWE Women's Championship in her career. Shoulder block attempt is blocked by Asuka. Irish whip attempt sends Sherri over the top rope and down to the floor. Hard shot by Asuka, ringing the bell of Sherri. What's she gonna do with her? Death Valley driver into the damn guardrail. Death Valley driver in the damn guardrail. Sherri's spine could be broken in two as she just went spine to the steel. And the referee is at a count of 3 on this one. 4. But Asuka not looking for a count-out victory here. She chases Sherri out to the floor. Oh! Dirty German suplex on the floor. Asuka now with a triangle lock on Sherri, but making her tap out or submit on the floor will not do her any good. Oh, nice slam by Sherri, breaks the hold. 4. Asuka back up on her feet as Sensational Queen Sherri goes back in the ring, and the referee's at the count of 4. Sherri now back out to the floor, going after Asuka. Oh, nice jawbreaker by Sensational Sherri on Asuka, but Asuka back up on her feet quick with a counter on the Sensational one. Oh, nice kick underneath. Asuka using those educated feet. What is this? Oh my goodness, what a move on the floor. She had the arm trapped. It was like a low down, but with the arm trapped. What an innovative move there by Asuka. 5. Go behind, takedown attempt by Asuka, countered by the Queen as she hits with another jawbreaker on the floor. These two keep breaking the counts, very smart on their parts, because it allows for the action to continue on the floor without them risking that count out. I mean, hey, if you want to brawl, you got to make sure you do it within the rules here. But of course, in the end, the championships cannot be decided by countouts or disqualifications, as Sherri just, I don't know, drop kicked or flying cross-bodied the air. Sherri with a counter after looking quite foolish on that exchange. That time she don't look foolish as she hits with a nice side heel kick on Asuka before heading up to the top rope. Comes down with a splash. Asuka was trying to roll away and crawl away, but she got caught. Referee there for the count. And that is not all. Not all. As Sensational Sherri only gets a count of 2. Grabs a leg with a dragon screw, takes the Queen down. Oh, nice kick to the stomach. Asuka hits the ropes. Oh, it's the hip attack on Sensational Sherri. Asuka ducks underneath. She's got her hook. It's time for the Asuka lock. Sensational Sherri's in trouble. She's in the center of the ring. She's got nowhere to go. Her championship hopes are in trouble, and they are dashed, as Asuka is able to make Sensational Sherri tap out to become the brand new AEW TBS champion here in this contest. What a victory for Asuka. And now, anytime Asuka is in action here in Fantasy Warfare, her championship will be on the line as we take a look back at the highlights of this one. These two women fought tooth and nail. They brought everything they had to the table. But in the end, it was Asuka who walks away with the championship gold. And Sensational Sherri will have to fight another day. But coming up next is our semi-main event, the 5th match of the week. It's for the NXT Women's Championship. On one side, it will be the leader of Damage Control, Bayley. And on the other side, it will be Japanese legend and former WWE Women's Champion, Nakano. Don't you dare go anywhere. Fantasy Warfare continues coming up next.
Television Champion, Asuka!
Welcome back to ringside for our 5th match of the evening. It's time for the NXT Women's Championship to be on the line. Here comes a Japanese legend.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the NXT Women's Championship. Making her way to the ring from Kamakura, Kanagawa, Japan, the
Bull Nakano, a legend in Japanese wrestling. Not as well known in the American wrestling scene in terms of time spent in American wrestling promotions. The majority of their career has been spent dominating Japan, but when they did come to the United States, dominance followed. A former WWE Women's Champion, also a dominant force in their brief WCW appearances. Here today, Bull Nakano will look to add the NXT Women's Championship to their arsenal of titles held throughout their legendary career. But they will have a strong challenger facing them from the other side of the ring in the form of one of the standard bearers, one of the people who set the bar in the NXT Women's division. That's none other than the leader of Damage Control. And here she comes now. The former hugger. The wacky wavy inflatable arm flair with two-pan killer.
California, Bayley!
As we just heard, it's Bayley. No more hugs. It's been a long time since she's given any major hugs. She slaughtered those wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men. And now these days in WWE, she is the leader of Damage Control alongside Dakota Kai and Io Sky. And Bayley will seek to bring home the NXT Women's Championship that she held once before with a victory over Bull Nakano. But that victory will not come easily. Bull Nakano, one of the most deadly and strongest performers, never mind male or female, we're talking in general, to ever step foot inside of a professional wrestling ring. And Bayley has that reputation to go up against here today as part of Fantasy Warfare. There you see the NXT Women's Championship up on the screen. And now it is just about time for this championship match to get underway. Our semi-main event in our final episode of 2022 here at Fantasy Warfare. The bell has rung and we are officially underway. And Bull Nakano coming out of the gate right away for a suplex attempt, but she gets caught with a German suplex. Bayley adding insult to the immediate slam there, raking the face of Bull Nakano across the ring canvas, and then smashing her face there off the mat. But Bull Nakano, almost not fazed by it at all, took Bayley and brought her right down to the mat, now twisting that arm up like a pretzel, trying to dislocate that shoulder or the elbow, I'm not sure, but she does come down with a double axe handle, but Bayley returns fire with a kick. And more shots by Bull Nakano. Oh, right on her head. Bull Nakano dumping Bayley right on her head, but Bayley is back up and fighting. Boot to the midsection, couple of body shots there, followed up with a Michinoku driver. Bayley tried for a kick, but nobody was home. Bull Nakano tries for a couple of shots. She gets blocked. Irish whip sends Bull over the top rope. Bayley with a forearm shot hits Bull nice and good on the jaw. And now Bayley is going to drive some fists into the sternum of Bull Nakano, beating the drum. It's the second time tonight we've seen the ladies bust that one out. And it looks like they busted out with as much force as Sheamus does. Still to come, our main event this week, a Raw Women's Championship ladder match between Bianca Belair and Jazz Plus, at the very end of the show, stay tuned for a special announcement about our first 2 episodes of 2023. Who knows if Bull Nakano will be awake enough to see what those episodes are after she just went head first into the ring post. You heard her skull smash off the steel. Oh my goodness. Bull Nakano grabbed Bayley by her neck and just threw her across ringside. That was intense. Bull Nakano powering it up in the crowd, or in the ring, excuse me. The crowd not really having it. Crowd not really behind either one of these 2 competitors at the end of the day. I'd say, if anything, they're more behind Bayley than they are Bull Nakano. Bayley's got the leg. Oh, driving the shin, and then a dragon screw. Nice combination by Bayley on Bull Nakano. As Bayley now heads up to the top rope. What's she going to go for? Is it going to be the Macho Man elbow? Yes, it is. Macho Man elbow from Bayley into the cover. We get a count by the referee. He hits 2, but Bull Nakano kicks out of the count of 2. Bayley waiting. Oh, she gets caught. Took too much time. Caught an elbow. Going for a belly-to-belly. Bayley counters it. Takedown by Bayley. Brings Bull Nakano back up to her feet. Belly-to-belly suplex by Bayley into the cover on Bull Nakano, but she gets out right before the count of 3. Look at the look of shock on Bayley's face. Boot again to the midsection. She's got him. Oh, head first. That's gotta be all. And it is. Bayley gets the victory. The Bayley to belly doesn't do it, but driving Bull Nakano skull first into the canvas is all it takes, and we have a brand new NXT Women's Champion. And of course, we've got to mention it, with every championship win, now Bayley will be a defending champion every time she appears in Fantasy Warfare, unless she loses that belt. She'll be defending that belt every single time. But coming up next is our main event for the Raw Women's Championship in a ladder match. Bianca Belair and Jazz coming up next. Here we go, it's main event time for the Raw Women's Championship in a ladder match. Here comes Jazz.
The following contest is a ladder match and is for the Raw Women's Championship. Making her way to the ring from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Well, I guess they decided she didn't need a call name. As we said, it's Jazz making her way to the ring. ECW legend, Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer, multi-time WWE Women's Champion, Impact Wrestling Knockouts Tag Team Champion, and today Jazz will look to add Raw Women's Champion to the list of accolades in her career as she goes up against her opponent. You heard the whips. The whips of that hair, and here she comes.
From Knoxville, Tennessee, Bianca.
I just have to tell you that the hair of Bianca Belair absolutely frightens the living hell out of me. I know there's probably like slim to none chance of me ever being whipped by it, but I've seen what that hair can do. And coupled with the power of Bianca Belair, which will surely be on display in this contest, that thing looks like hell. I mean, it looks great in terms of how it's braided and stuff, but it looks like hell when it's whipped the likes of Sasha Banks or Becky Lynch. It looks like hell, and I want no part of it. So I don't envy Jazz if she happens to get whipped with the hair here today in this ladder match for the Raw Women's Championship, our main event, our final match of 2020. What a way to go out for the year 2022 with a ladder match between two of the very best for the Raw Women's Championship. It's about to go down. Jazz is getting ready. Bianca Belair is getting ready. The bell has rung and we are underway. It's main event time. It's Fantasy Warfare. It's the final episode of 2022. As we start off in a big way. I told you that power would be on display. Bianca Belair wasting no time heading out to the floor, grabbing the ladder. And as many of you know, with a ladder match, the only way to win is to retrieve the championship and bring it down to become the winner. So who will it be in this one? Will it be Bianca Belair, who's getting her squats in right now? Or could... Oh, Jesus! All right, it may not be Jazz, because she literally just got suplexed onto that ladder by Bianca Belair, who has got her up already. I thought she was going for the kiss of death, the KOD, but instead she's just going for a torture rack at this point in time. Jazz reversing her way out, looking to finally get some offense here. She has been on the defensive right out of the gate at the hands of Bianca Belair. As Bianca hits the floor hard, Jazz looked like she was going to follow, but instead she gets back in the ring and she's going for that ladder. That's a smart move. She puts separation between her and Bianca Belair. But here comes Bianca. She's up on top of the ladder. These two women slugging it out, trading fists. Oh, and Jazz gets slammed head first into the top of the ladder. Bianca Belair gets hit again herself, but now she counters. Oh, one more time for Jazz. Jazz with a hard forearm. What's she gonna, oh no, she's got her by the throat. She's going for chokeslam. Nope, Bianca counters it. These two are battling on top of a ladder. This is a deadly and dangerous situation for both of them. And if one of them falls off of this ladder, we could be on the verge of a quick winner and a new champion in near record time. As Bianca Belair just fell from the top of the ladder, and now Jazz is seeking the Raw Women's Championship. But it's like doing a combination lock up there apparently. You know, they have a hard time with the buttons and the snaps and the Velcro, and Jazz is now hanging and she gets caught with a powerbomb. It's quite the process to get the belts here in Fantasy Warfare. You know, it is what it is on that one. Oh, the alley-oop. Alley-oop by Bianca Belair on Jazz. Jazz comes running, but she gets caught, and Bianca Belair just took her down with a hard forearm shot. Nice standing shooting star press by Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair has been in firm control of this contest. She has rarely let up since the opening bell rang, and now she climbs to the top of the ladder, but she is on the top, the tippy top. What's she gonna do from up here? She's not gonna do nothing. Jazz says, fine, you want to climb a ladder? I'll climb a ladder. And these two are once again back up on top of the ladder. The belt has disappeared. The belt is gone. Bianca Belair standing up on top. I don't know if she's daydreaming what was going on there, but she bangs Jazz's head off the top of the ladder again. Bianca Belair's got her hooked. What's she going for? There's the belt. Big time suplex. Drops Jazz down spine first, but Bianca Belair also paid a price on that one. Bianca Belair trying to set up that ladder in the right position, but she is not satisfied at all. There we go. Belair now climbing to the top of the ladder. Jazz is down after that brutal suplex from the top of the ladder down into the ring. Now, you know, there is some padding there, but there is not a lot of it. And Jazz just came from about 10 feet above, off the top of the ladder, with that superplex at the hands of Bianca Belair. And Jazz is not moving. She might be absolutely unconscious right now. Bianca Belair just getting all the time in the world to finish with the combination lock up at the top there, and it is over. There it is. Bianca Belair officially gets it. Bianca Belair is the brand new NXT Women's Champion. What a night of fantasy warfare it has been this week. And I thank you all for tuning in for these episodes of Fantasy Warfare. But before we go this week, we're going to take a look back at some of the highlights from this week's episode. And stay tuned to the very end for our special announcement about our first 2 episodes of 2023. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at ringside in 2023. Throughout the rich history of professional wrestling, countless competitors have fought to rule over the kingdom of this great sport, but only a select few have been able to achieve the greatness of being called royalty. But who will be next? WWE 2K22 Fantasy Warfare presents a special 2-week event, Royals of the Ring, a men's and women's tournament to determine the first king and queen of WWE 2K22 Fantasy Warfare. Friday, January 6th, 6 p.m. Eastern for the men's tournament. Friday, January 13th, 6 p.m. Eastern for the women's tournament. It's WWE 2K22 Fantasy Warfare, Royals of the Ring, right here on youtube.com/@BloodyBillVox.